Yeah, we back. And now we got a new show called Aunt G Reacts. I know I got like 60 shows. That's fine. I'm going to keep pumping them out. But today, we're going to do our first episode from the #1 show on the earth. I don't care what no one say. Men and women watch this show. Paternity Court. Yes, and I like that judge too, sometimes. But we're going to check this episode out. I think it's the #1 most underrated episode.
You may be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is the case of Kelly versus Norris.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone. Miss Kelly, you're here today to prove to Mr. Norris that he fathered your 4-month-old twin daughters, Amira and Amia.
Yes,
Your hope is that after the DNA results are revealed, Mr. Norris will step up and help take care of his children. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Norris, you understand Miss Kelly's struggle as a single parent because you are a single parent as well. But you claim there is no way you can be the father and have genetic proof. Is that correct?
I doubt if you have any real genetic proof. Does this man strikes you as a person that practice medicine or any type of medical field experience at all? No, not to me. So let's see what he gonna say.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Miss Kelly, explain, why are you so desperately needing Mr. Norris to step up?
Well, because I have 3 children already, so...
Okay, does this body part belongs to the man or the woman, the one that carries the baby? Because I don't understand how, never mind.
Before all of this happened, I let him know that I didn't want to be another single mom again. It's a lot taking care of 3 kids on my own. I don't have any kind of help. I don't get anything. I don't have any financial support. I can't.
You notice when she started talking about struggle, they show a video of her struggling. I don't like that. I think that's a very biased clip. Y'all need to change that.
Can't find, babysitters. If I go to work, I have to pay an arm and a leg for childcare. And I think that since it's 2 parents, we should, co-parent.
Mr. Norris, you admittedly have not stepped up.
Yes, Your Honor. I don't want to become financially or emotionally involved because I'm not the father.
Is this dude wrong? Get in the comments. Let me know if he's wrong. Because if I'm not for sure I'm the father, I don't know how close I am going to be to you.
Father.
Explain why.
We were not ever in a committed relationship, so...
Well, it doesn't take that to make a baby. You know that.
It doesn't take that, but when she told me that she was pregnant...
See, here we go with the bias. Now you put the babies up next to his face like giving an audience a view, right? I get it. But at the same time, look, y'all don't know either. Don't put those babies close to my face yet. Let's figure this out first. Don't do side shots yet.
I told her right then and there, I said, well, I'm not going to sit here and say that, there's no possible way I could be the father because we did have sex unprotected. Okay. But I didn't finish the deal. We had sex twice. The first time, I was kind of drunk. So, I remember it, but I remember not finishing. I kind of came at her with like, hey, redo type thing, like I need to redeem myself.
See, you had to redeem yourself. Now look where you're standing at. Mr. Redeemer. Have your soul been redeemed? I hope so. Because now you about to redeem off them pockets.
Because it was 2 minutes long.
It did happen. We had a second time.
And she liked it. Look at her face.
She was pregnant.
She tried to carry him.
I told her till I'm 100% sure.
I'm not side shot again.
You're saying, what does that face mean?
Because for some reason, guys love to have sex, but then they don't want to ever claim what they did. They always want to have sex, and then when a baby comes, it's not theirs.
Yeah. We become Ray Charles. I don't mean no harm. This is a reaction video, people. This is not Manosphere versus women. I'm just saying what I feel.
Second time now. I don't want to keep going through this.
I want to understand this relationship. So were you all dating? Or were you just having sex?
We met in high school. We were friends in high school. We probably didn't talk. But we met back up at a job. And we got a number. We switched numbers. I called him. We were actually pretty cool to the point you would think we were together. But I didn't never say we were together because I really didn't do boyfriend things.
See, you don't do boyfriend things, so you get boyfriend-like things happening to you while you...
I just was a single mom trying to take care of my baby. So I told him, because he was asking about all this marriage and stuff and having other kids and how he's already a single dad and he knows I'm a single mom. So for me to sit here and tell him about my life before all this even happened, you would have thought that he would have been more careful, or he would have at least told me like,
or
hey.
You would have been more careful.
I mean, it was because me and him, we were on the same page at the time.
What page is this?
We were calling each other, coming over, you know, I was coming over his house.
But when you call each other and come over to one another's house, that doesn't mean that you have unprotected sex when you both are single parents and can't barely take care of the children you have.
Yeah. I was 19 months celibate, and I told him that I didn't want to have sex because I didn't want to become another single mom of more than one child, because it's already tough.
And so you had made a decision. You're not having sex. You hadn't had sex in 19 months. And then he talked you out of it?
Apparently.
How do I talk you out of just, 19-month celibacy? Couple of words, couple of drinks. I don't know. But apparently, that means you don't know.
Apparently, because, yeah.
It will never cease to amaze me how you end up having unprotected sex with somebody that they're not even committed to you. They're not. What page is this you on? I have never read this book. If you just...
I have. I've read the books called First Corinthians, and it says, "Thou shalt creep and sleep with whoever thou shalt give thou wop to." Give it up.
Talking, you wouldn't be in paternity court. I mean, let's really be honest. If you just talking. I often have to ask young women this very difficult question. If a man doesn't claim you, what would make you think he would claim children? You're saying he wouldn't do anything. He wasn't helping. He didn't provide.
But he knows
he wasn't present.
But he knows what it was between me and him.
Right, but what I'm saying to you is, why have
Tell
unprotected sex with a man that you're not committed to? You're just saying y'all were on the same page. I still have not figured out what page that was.
No, I know that now. Why would I have unprotected sex with somebody I'm not with? Now I know that now because I'm back to being,
and all
hot
this
mouth full of lye peppers.
At the end of the day, you see.
I'm the one with the kids. I'm the one that has to take care of the kids.
There's that old saying, mama's baby, papa's maybe. Meaning, when you're in a situation, a man can say, I may or may not be the father of this child. And we have, of course, paternity testing to help you get those answers. But until that time, you're definitely the mother.
Yep.
And you're definitely responsible.
That's why I gotta take my job serious, because I have 2 kids to raise, or 3 kids to raise, and they're all little babies.
But what I need you to understand is
you don't have
your situation you're in is in large part because of your lack of responsibility. Mr. Norris, what are your other doubts?
For one, we weren't in a committed relationship, so she didn't owe anything to be to be faithful necessarily. Like, she didn't owe that to me. Also, they don't look like me, for one. Yeah. And I had a buddy of mine.
You can't say stuff like that in this court.
He told me that he overheard her saying to somebody that they were not my children, but they were her first child's father. That he was the father, and it wasn't me.
Did you ever tell anyone that, Ms. Kelly?
No. Me and my first child's father are not even on talking terms. He's doing what he's doing.
A part of your
text
defense.
messaging, that's probably what it would be. See if he was going to step up. But other than that, no, it was nothing to even be talked about.
Other doubts?
While she was pregnant, I called on a regular basis. It was never smooth conversation. It was never like, oh, well, I'm a little queasy today, better than yesterday, but everything's good, and thank you for checking up on me. But
and you're not there. Who wants to sit on top of the phone?
What all can I do, Your Honor? I'm not carrying the child. Only thing I can do is check up on you. I already told you, for one, I'm not sure 100% that I am the father, and I'm not gonna put myself in 100% because I have a 4-year-old that needs my time and my money also.
The other word.
If I am the father, why are you being so hateful and spiteful when we speak on the phone? For what reason? Like, conversations would last no longer than 5 minutes because we couldn't stand on being on the phone with each other because it was always negative. And then I heard the exact same story after the babies were born. I was playing basketball like 2 months ago, right? buddy of mine, I don't know how the conversation the kids came up. It came up, and I'm like, yeah, I got pending twins. Like I don't know if I'm a father or not. He's like, Miss Kelly? I'm like, yeah, that's. He's like, so you the other guy? And I'm like,
oh, same girl.
Yeah, I'm the other. But it didn't surprise me because, like I said, I heard the story once before.
So you
I
had
still didn't
that same story reinforced
when she was pregnant and after the children were born. I had the exact same story from two completely different people. Probably the same person that he's talking
about that was invisible, that was Casper, most likely, because it's nobody that can say anything about me. Who was your friend?
Your Honor.
Let me know.
So you're saying this same invisible person told the story twice?
Twice to make me look bad? Because obviously his friend wants to be him. Just
it was never that big a deal. I never even brought it up to Ms. Kelly.
Tell your friend to step up. Tell you to step up.
I never brought it up to her. I can't just go by, oh, she says this, well, she says that, but it further led me to feel that way because it's like she was pushing me out at the same time. Because I'm
still on his side. Now I'm on his side more than ever.
At least have conversation with you, check on you while you were pregnant. You didn't even want to do that much. Like, that doesn't make any sense. You would want...
So you're saying your doubt was further fueled by the fact when you called, you were met with negativity and pushback. So you said to yourself, I must not be the father. She doesn't want me around.
Yes, ma'am.
In your court papers, you also stated that you had genetic evidence.
Yes.
All right, now before we begin this segment of the reaction, this brother tried. He went deep. He went medically deep. All right? So give him an A for effort out here in these streets.
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of evidence do you have?
Do you mind if I show you?
I don't mind at all. Please step forward.
Oh, that boy got a board.
Which means...
Look at this scientific project. Look at the lengths he went through to prove this. I wouldn't have even did this. I would have got lazy after the second test. Been like, all right, whatever. It is what it is.
Means either the mother has to have it or the father. Once you're said to have the trait, you go back to the doctor. 4 or 5 months later, you get the shot to see if you have the disease. Because you can have the trait and not have the disease. I don't have the sickle cell trait. Either does money. I went further in investigating myself because my mother's like, well, that's your proof right there. Like, you're not the father, but I needed a little bit more. I went to the hospital and I checked my records. Records say I don't have the sickle cell trait. They wouldn't let me print my records off because I didn't have an ID. Right.
So you didn't bring that to court today?
But I checked it out. Don't have the trait. I also went back and looked in my family tree. Diabetes.
Shit like that. This nigga think he's smart.
Diabetes came up, high blood pressure, a couple other different type of cancers, but sickle cell trait did not come up on my mother's side or my father's side. Miss Kelly, her mother doesn't have the trait or her father. And as far as they know, either or, the grandparents don't have it on either side. So with them having the sickle cell trait and it has to be passed down genetically, I don't have it, Miss Kelly doesn't have it. The father has to have it.
Miss Kelly,
Your Honor.
Does anyone...
It was like her and the Chinese dude is the only one that knows that is trash. Straight trash. We about to see too.
Anyone in your family tree have the sickle cell trait?
No, not that I know of. I don't know how the sickle cell trait came in my babies and neither one of us have it. I was questioning it too. So I really don't know.
Do y'all think that even matters? I hope it matters for my man's sake.
Well, the court wanted to get that answer as well. So at this point, I'd like to call medical director of the Sickle Cell Association, Dr. Witten Sherney. Please escort her in. Jerome.
Hello, ma'am. Hi. Maybe come in a minute. Have the witness stand next to the jury. Watch yourself going up the steps.
Thank you, doctor, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
I want to first understand, what exactly is sickle cell disease?
Judge, so you're telling me you don't know what sickle cell disease is? All right. Maybe for the audience's sake, she's asking this question. I hope.
Sickle cell disease is a blood disease. It's a disease of the red blood cells, where the red blood cells, they take on an unusual shape. They're shaped like a farmer's sickle. They're sticky and they're fragile, and they block blood vessels, and that causes pain. So one of the hallmarks of sickle cell disease is pain from time to time. Another problem is that people with sickle cell disease don't fight infection well. But we're talking about sickle cell trait now. We're not talking about sickle cell disease.
And what is the difference?
Everybody has 2 hemoglobin genes. You get one from your mother and one from your father. Hemoglobin is the red stuff that's inside the red blood cells. So if you get a normal gene from both parents, you're normal. If you get a sickle gene from one parent and a normal gene from the other parent, you have sickle cell trait.
Simple enough. All right, proceed.
Sickle cell trait is a carrier state. It doesn't cause problems. The main problem that it causes is if both parents have sickle cell trait, there's a 1 out of 4 chance of the child having sickle cell disease.
In the testimony here, in this case, Mr. Norris did some research and could not find a sickle cell trait in his family tree.
Okay.
And Ms. Kelly says she also could not identify anyone in her exact lineage that had the sickle cell trait.
The most important thing to understand about that is exactly what kind of research did you do? Because the way to find out whether you have sickle cell trait or not is to get a blood test. And 1 out of 10 African Americans have sickle cell trait. And a lot of times the way young black men find out they have sickle cell trait is when they have a baby with sickle cell disease. And that's not the way to find out.
Doc, that may be true, but in my neighborhood, you ain't going to get tested for sickle cell. Trust me, you won't know until you're about to die or about to have a baby.
We want people to make informed decisions about childbearing.
And so in this case, both of the twins have the sickle cell trait.
Right.
That means that one of the parents has the trait.
One of the parents has to have sickle cell trait.
So either one of these two have it,
right,
or there potentially is another father that does.
Yes. And the good part is that they have sickle cell trait. It's not the disease.
Thank you so much, doctor. This is so informative and so fascinating. So, Mr. Norris, after hearing the doctor's testimony, does this even further confirm your doubt?
Yes, ma'am. Kind of let me know that I was on the right track.
Oh, what a mighty God we serve. Throw your hands up if you think this man is possibly the father of this child, or has sickle cell betrayed this man. Has it betrayed him? Tell me.
As to my knowledge on the sickle cell trait, I feel that I'm not the father.
Your voice kind of went up, but I understand though. I feel you.
For one, because I don't have the trait, neither does she.
Miss Kelly, how about you?
It did kind of make me like think, should I go get tested for it? But I've never been told, because I've had a lot of blood taken from having babies. They take your blood. They never came back and said you have sickle cell trait or anything about it.
Do you know that it was tested though for the?
There you go.
No, I have not gotten told that I have sickle cell trait or anything about sickle cell. So that's why I'm listening to her story and I'm like, wow, because I have no doubts that he's the father, because I have.
She got that. Don't you challenge me up in this courtroom face. She has the right. She is an expert at what she's doing, so don't challenge her, young hoe.
I have, pictures to show, like, as a child, my babies look like him and his other child. So I have pictures to even show. Can I show you those?
Let me see that evidence, please, ma'am. Thank you, Jerome. So what you've submitted to the court today, you say are pictures.
The one on the right looks like him in the middle, and my daughter looks like his son.
So that's Mr. Norris as a child in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And the twins on either side.
Yep. His baby pictures looks like my baby pictures.
All right, this is definitely quite a mystery. I think the only way to move forward is to get the results.
Yes, ma'am.
Jerome, may I have the envelope, please? Old twins, Amara and Amia Kelly. It has been determined by this court. Mr. Norris.
It's like she knows, bro. Like, she ain't worried about that board that you brought up there. I'm scared. I am scared for you. I don't like your face.
You are their father.
Sickle cell and all.
Yep, you defeated science. You like the Rudy of paternity court. Like, all the odds were against you, and you still won. Antoine Fisher of paternity court. You deserve all the neck shaking, all of it, man. You defeated her too. Hey, man, this is my first episode of Aunt G Reacts. Y'all get in the comment section, comment and subscribe. Hit the like button, man. Thanks for joining me. I know I ain't talk a lot this time, but I'm gonna speak more next time, and we out.